Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We are here on episode 45 of the weekly Priestess Rise Up transmission. Thank you, everyone who has been here before. It's always such a joy to connect with you, whether you're here live or you're catching the replay. And if you are new to my channel, I'm so excited to have you here. So, my name is Lisa Espinosa, and I am a spiritual career coach and a priestess. Yes. And so, here in these weekly gatherings, we talk about the priestess path, but more importantly, it's a space to practice. It's a space to remember, to practice. It's like I used to have an online coaching group called the Soul Studio, and it's like a studio, like a yoga studio, right? At a yoga studio, if you've done yoga before, you go there and you practice the asanas and you practice your breath and you practice meditation, all the things that you practice for when you're out in the world, right? You practice there remembering really important things about the truth of who you are. And so that's what these gatherings are for us to remember. And so, what are the main things to remember? Hello, Roxana. One is that you are a divine being, right? You have a soul, a higher self, and that the most important thing you can do, the way that you can become the spiritual leader that you're here to be, the way shower, the healer, the creatrix, whatever word resonates, the priestess that you're here to be, is the only way is to receive from your soul, to receive the guidance and take action, right? You receive the guidance and you take action. I think it was like episode 43 where I talked about the three steps, right? You pause. They're so simple. They're so simple that they can seem like, oh yeah, I got it. But it's actually simple, but not necessarily easy because there's so much that gets in the way, right? You pause, you receive, you take action. Pause, receive, take action. Your soul knows your divine mission. Your soul knows the initiations you've gone through. Your soul knows your unique gifts. Today, some of you might have joined my Mother Mary Masterclass. It was all about resurrecting your past life gifts. It was amazing. And it was really, Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene showed up very strongly to have this, to mentor us and have this conversation of us bringing forth from past lives the gifts, the compassion, the wisdom, the power that has been cultivated through lifetimes, right? And so, but when we were, in part of the ceremony, we were in this crystalline temple, and when we were in there, the first thing that had to happen was clearing of trauma, was releasing of all the blocks, the wounds, the vows, the oaths that could get in the way of allowing those gifts to resurrect. And so here today, it's not going to be so much about resurrecting your past life gifts, but it is about, I can feel in our collective community how much your soul wants to bless you, how much your soul wants you to receive your divine inheritance, how much your soul wants to open doors for you, because your soul understands what a essential piece of the healing of this planet that you hold. But what, as I was just saying, what gets in the way is not that our soul is hesitant or that your soul is judging you or wants you to do all sorts of things before you receive the gifts. It's really what I was saying, the trauma, the blocks, the grief. And so it was interesting as I was preparing for our transmission today. It was such a powerful Mother Mary class earlier. It was very fiery. Mary Magdalene, she comes in so strong. And I thought it was going to be this kind of priestess transmission as well. And instead, what I got is I pulled a card. This is from the Star Temple Oracle. And I got the Amber Star, let go. I surrender and allow myself to grieve. I surrender and allow myself to grieve. And so it felt really like such an important reminder, like, oh, yes, as we're getting prepared for that next level of leadership, that next level. And remember, leadership is service, right? Leadership is compassion. Leadership is love, right? The ego has a whole other definition of leadership. But when we talk about it here within this context of the priestess journey, the priestess path, it is a compassionate leadership, which is actually the most courageous, radical one. And so every time we're getting ready to take that next leap, which I know we are, I know I am. I shared in the Mother Mary class how in June, I'm traveling to Ireland. I'm going back there to trace the Magdalene line. I'm going to France, to southern France, to connect with the Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary lines in a deeper way. This is a whole up leveling of my leadership. And as I up level, you up level, right? You all are coming with me, right? You're all coming with me energetically if you choose to. And so always grief, the witnessing of the grief is always a part of that. And what's interesting that after this card, I pulled, oh my gosh, it fell. After the, surrender and allow myself to grieve, the second card that came, the last card, was take charge with authority. So look at this, how beautiful, divine feminine, divine masculine. But that is the order, right? It was like, let yourself grieve. Don't hold on to it. Don't judge it. Don't hide it. Don't project it. All the things that we think we need to do. Bear compassionate witness to it. Allow it to move through you. And as you do that, you take on the mantle of more leadership. I mean, one of the biggest wounds of the world is unprocessed grief, unacknowledged grief, unwitnessed grief. So there is no way we can move forward in our leadership without grieving being part of the process. So I was guided to wear my Kuan Yin mala beads, and I have my white buffalo woman pendant. And Kuan Yin, with her waters of compassion, is really here to help us. And what I'm feeling for today is this, that what's going to come up for you in the ceremony it's going to be grief that you've processed and worked through in many ways already. Perhaps this is grief that has come down your family line. Perhaps it's grief from past lives. Perhaps it's grief from childhood or some things that happen in your adult life. This isn't going to be a moment to like analyze it, or this isn't a therapeutic container. There absolutely is a need and a time for professional, therapy assistance. You all know that was definitely part of my healing journey. So I'm not suggesting that that's what this is. However, it is a spiritual ceremony. It is a container of quantum healing. It is where we get to connect with the true source of all healing, which is spirit, the divine, the universe, whatever you call it. And so it's interesting after I'm done today. Many of you know we're moving, we're relocating, we're in the process of that. And so there's going to be this company coming today later on to come to our basement. We went through our basement and sorted things out and take out a bunch of stuff, like recycle it, throw out what's garbage, all of the things. It's a service. And, when we went downstairs to look, it was like, it's like, we've been here for many, many years. My 5 children have all gone to, they have their grammar school, high school, college, dorms, apartments. I mean, there were so many things downstairs. And so, as all of this, it doesn't, what am I trying to say? It doesn't escape me that, yes, cleaning out the basement and having all of that be removed. I mean, there's certain things that we're saving. Of course, I have these bins for each of my children so they can be like, my children who are young adults, and be like, look at these. What do you want to keep? There's a little corner of that, but there's a lot that's just going to be released. And so it doesn't escape me that that is very much representative of a whole bunch of stuff, energetic, grief, burdens, wounds, just even some things that maybe aren't as intense but are just outdated. They're not meant to come with me in this next chapter of my life, of my leadership. All of that is going out. And so I feel like having today's transmission right before that, that energy of deep clearing. And think about the basement, right? The basement, it's like represents in our house the unconscious, right? Those deep layers that perhaps we're not consciously aware of every day, but still has so much power over us. And so today we're doing a deep cleansing. And we'll invite, as often I invite beautiful Mother Mary and beautiful Mary Magdalene, and, I already named Kuan Yin and White Buffalo Woman and any other divine being of unconditional love that shows up here to help us. Because what happens as you have the courage to not hold on to this stuff? Because it takes courage to release. Isn't that interesting? It can seem like, oh, of course I want to release trauma. Of course I want to release my wounds. Of course I want to release, my worries and all the things. But the truth is that it can feel very comforting. Oh, I can, it's like I'm so used to this fear. I'm so used to these blocks. I'm so used to this energy. It feels comfortable. And so as much as I might say, oh, I want to release it, I want to release it, I want to release it, there very often is a part of us that's actually like, nope, let's hold on to it. Let's keep it as a security blanket. But if you're here, if we're on the priestess path, the courageous priestess path, we are, what are we doing as priestesses? We are channels of unconditional love. We are, if you think of, of a channel, right, of a hose, of a flute, right? It's like we are channels so that unconditional love from the divine could flow through us out into the world. Now, that could be through our words, that could be through our writing, that could be through our work, that could be through our presence, that could be through our healing, all sorts of things. And think about when we have the courage to release, what happens inside of us. We create more space so that light of the divine can flow through us with that much more power and grace and impact. That's the only difference between healers and priestesses. There's no competition. There's no judgment. It's not that, oh, someone's a better priestess than another or a better healer than another. The only difference is our level of commitment to our own healing path. So as we gather together in ceremony today, and as we say yes to, all right, clear up the basement inside of us, right? That energetic basement, anything that's in there that just doesn't, that your soul's like, you can clear this. And don't worry, if there's anything that your soul's like, oh no, you need to keep this, it'll stay. But if we have the courage to say, not my ego's will, but divine will, not my egoic agenda, my intellect's agenda, but my soul's agenda be fulfilled, then you know that whatever needs to be released, that your soul's like, this can come out, this can be released, this can be moved through you. We trust that. And we think that. Because once we do that, then we have the space. Then that space, what can fill that space? Grace, love, miracles, compassion, kindness, divine gifts. power. You have space for your power. I was talking about that in the Mother Mary class earlier today. How many of us, because we were abused or oppressed or harassed or all the things by powerful people, we turn away from our own power, and that's the most dangerous thing we can do, to turn away from our own power. And so we're going to step into this space, this ceremony now. Remember that you are sovereign. You have free will. We all have free will. That was the gift from Spirit, the divine God, Goddess, Creator to us. We're not robots. We're not artificial intelligence that has to do whatever a being outside of us tells us. We have free will. And although that can certainly seem like a bad idea sometimes when we look at what we as humans decide to do with our free will, it is actually a gift. So I say that to you now because you have free will. You can decide, no, thank you. I don't want to release, or I'm not ready. That's okay. You can decide that. Your soul's not pushy. So it's not me. You don't have to do it because I say so or anything like that. Just, go deep into your heart and see what your prayer is for today. And so let's go ahead and take some nice breaths. And as you do that, take a moment to connect with the earth. See the beautiful earth, your beautiful roots connecting to Mother Earth, connecting to the heart of the earth. Beautiful earth welcomes our release. We don't pollute her by releasing. What causes her harm is when we repress, when we project, when we exile our pain, and then that turns into burdens for all. But when we consciously and mindfully and with intention and with courage and with love declare that we are ready to release so that we can be filled with the grace of the divine, that blesses the planet. And so in this moment, feel Mother Earth, feel the earth, how she's so grateful. She's so generous also to support you in this release. And as that happens, feel almost like this magnetic earth energy moving up your legs, up your back, up the crown of your head, landing in your heart. And if it helps, you can bring the palms of your hands over your heart or just your awareness there. And as you step into your heart's temple, we project outward this beautiful path. And this path in front of you is lined with torches, like torches of light are lining the path. And you're walking on this path. And as you walk on this path, you're led to this beautiful grand tree, beautiful oak, thick trunk and beautiful leaves, foliage, branches. And in the trunk, in the base of the trunk, appears a beautiful door. And as that door opens, when you look inside, it looks so much bigger than the tree looked. It's like you look inside and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm in a temple. And you step into this temple that's inside this beautiful tree. And this temple is a temple of release. When you look up in the ceiling of the temple, you can actually look up and you see the trunk going up. You see the leaves and the trees and the sky. There's a lot of openness up above. And underneath you, you can feel the roots that are so deep into the earth. And you understand that this temple appeared for all of us because these roots are going to help us release. And so just take a seat in this temple. This beautiful cushion or beautiful chair appears for you. And we welcome your enlightened ancestors. These are the men and women from your lineage that love you unconditionally. They're not here for you to heal any karma or do anything for them. No, these are your enlightened ancestors. They're here as your allies, as your friends. And they're surrounding the temple with their love and their blessing because they understand that as you release, some of this is released for your lineage. And then in this temple, which is so vast, right? It feels very spacious. The tree going up, the leaves, the foliage, the sky, the roots, you can feel the power of the roots underneath you. As you look, as you sit in the center, in front of you appears this golden flecks of light. And they start whirling and swirling. And these golden flecks of light start to take the shape. You're not sure what they're taking the shape of. And then you see that it's a shape of beautiful stars, a cloak, beautiful woman, beautiful Guadalupe shows up. Beautiful Guadalupe. What did she say when she appeared? And as she steps in beyond any dogma or doctrine. But what did she say when she appeared in Mexico? What did she say? She said, well, am I not here who am your mother? She's representing that divine mother aspect of the divine, of spirit, of God, of goddess. Am I not here who am your mother? She brings you this love, reassuring you that you are not alone as you release. And so, as we sit, each of us, in the center of this beautiful tree temple, with beautiful Guadalupe in front of you. And if Guadalupe is not the ascended master you connect with, welcome whoever is Kuan Yin, Mother Mary, Green Tara, or it doesn't have to be a specific one. Just call on the Divine Mother. And as you do that now, your heart opens, your root chakra opens as well. Beautiful golden light comes down the crown of your head. And as it comes down, it bathes your heart, it bathes your root, and it goes down. Whatever is ready to be released just flows down into the earth. And so just receive that golden light that flows down, 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 and then flushes it out into the earth. The roots take all that you're releasing. And it just keeps happening, right? This other golden wave comes down, 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 clearing, releasing anything that your soul is saying you are ready to flush out. And so that happens over and over. And you are held in the embrace of this beautiful oak tree and these beautiful roots. Just the roots just like whew, take it down into the center of the earth. Down into the center of the earth. Down into the center of the earth. And just keep letting that happen. Your soul is in charge. Remember, it's like clearing out the basement of our energy field. Your soul sorting through it. It's like, nope, this can go, this can go, this can go. This isn't needed, this isn't needed, this isn't needed. It's just like, whew. And Mother Mary, Guadalupe, Green Tara, Kuan Yin, Divine Mother, whatever form appears to you, she's there just witnessing and blessing you and loving you and filling you with their grace and compassion as you allow this to happen. Remember, your soul is in charge. Your soul knows exactly what you're ready to let go of. Don't try to analyze or control it. We're just allowing it to happen. And as that happens, you start to suddenly notice that more space, you start to feel more space. The tree temple starts to expand. There is more space. You feel so spacious inside. You look up and there's more branches, there's more leaves, there's more sky that you're aware of. And you recognize that, oh my gosh, my channel has opened. I am a wider vessel now as this has been released. And as you are a wider vessel, the invitation from your soul is to step into more leadership. So your soul looks into your eyes with so much love and reverence and reminds you that you are here to lead. That's what you came here to do. And your leadership will look unique to you. And so now just receive a blessing from your soul, a blessing of divine leadership that travels to every cell of your body. And your soul and the tree and your enlightened ancestors and Our Lady of Guadalupe and Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene and Kuan Yin and Green Tara and everyone that's here starts to step back, and the door opens from that tree as you step out of that tree trunk. And as you step out, you're back on that path. And as you walk on that path back towards your heart, your soul is integrating this healing activation across all 4 levels of your being: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, across all dimensions of time. You come back, you step back into your heart, step back into your body. We ask that your soul recalibrate your chakras to an appropriate adjustment for your everyday activities. And we bring the palms of our hands together and bow to each other in our own heart. And we end with a namaste, namaste. So if there's anything you want to share in the chat, please feel free to do so. It's interesting that the last episode and this episode both have included quite an activation. It's like that central channel is being opened and cleared and flushed out because we're needed so much, right? Because the divine needs these channels of love and grace for the world. I mean, look around. There's a lot of stuff happening in the world. So thank you so much for joining me today, whether you're here live or watching the replay. If you're not signed up for my mailing list, I would, if this calls to you, you can do that. I'll place the link in the description. And there's so many exciting things coming in May. For those of you who are in the Chicagoland area, I'll have 2 in-person events, one at Solder World on May 11th. That's by donation, and one a retreat on May 26th, I think. I would love to see you in person if you're guided to join me. And no, not May 26th. It's the Sunday before that. So Sunday, May 21st or whatever that is. On May 26th, a Friday, I'm leading another free masterclass all about emotional radiance, which is very important, right, as we step into leadership. And so I'm just going to pull a card for you all, and then we will close for today. And Roxana, I love that. Awesome adventure. Yes. So I'm just going to pull a card for the group. All right. What is the message for everyone watching the replay, everyone here live? What does your soul want you to know? There were like 100. Oh, Sunday, May 21st. Thank you, Jill. I couldn't remember. You're in. Great. So glad you're going to be there. Okay. Oh my gosh. This card has been around today a lot. Aquamarine star expression. I express my intuition with self-confidence and love. I express my intuition with self-confidence and love. Look at that. So this is a way that you are channeling love is through expression. And how is it saying you're doing that? With confidence and love. And look at how elegant this beautiful woman is, right? There's an elegance. And it's not about dressing like this woman or, it's not about the garb, but she's expressing this elegance, right? This elegance of expression, right? It's not hitting people over the head. It's not being shy and tentative, but it is this beautiful elegance, sacred elegance that comes when we really allow for the wisdom. Today in the Mother Mary class, which by the way, if you're listening to this and you're like, I want to buy the replay, you can email me. But in the Mother Mary class, 3 rays came through. I'm just going to share this quickly. A ray of compassion, right? A ray of wisdom and a ray of power. And when those 3 are combined, it's like, I feel like this is what happens, this beautiful elegance that is so magnetic and captivating and both disarming and also very safe. This is the type of leadership that the world needs. And again, it's not about how you dress. That will be expressed uniquely in your own way. We're all different. We're meant to be different. But there is something about sacred elegance that we're all being initiated in. All right, lovelies. Thank you so much. I will see you soon. Have a great rest of your day. And I look forward to next week and all the other things we're going to do together. All right, bye-bye.